In today's episode, John is walking in a winter wonderland through Disney Springs Holiday Tree Trail.
I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing, that it was all started by a mouse.
You are listening to the Main Street Magic Podcast with your hosts, Jeremy Stein and John Marone.
Hello and welcome to this edition of the Main Street Magic Podcast. I'm your host, John Marone, and sadly I'm not joined by my co-host, Jeremy Stein, today. It's as if I am flying solo on If You Had Wings, sponsored by Eastern Airlines. If you remember that attraction, it was in Tomorrowland, where Buzz Lightyear is now. Back when there were A, B, C, D, and E ticket attractions where you got ticket books, this was a free attraction, which is probably why it was one of my favorites growing up, because when we came to Disney, we were able to ride it as much as we wanted to because it didn't take a ticket. If you follow us on Twitter, you will notice that each day I am posting pages from a guidebook that goes back to 1976, and in that guidebook, you will see some of those old attractions. So just look us up on Twitter, Main Street Magic. Follow us on Facebook for also Main Street Magic. And if you are listening to this podcast through the magic of iTunes, please leave us a rating. Type a little note, because what we'd like to do is continue to grow this community for like-minded Disney folks just like us. So now on with the episode. Recently, I was able to go to Disney Springs and walk through the Christmas tree trail. This is the second year in a row that Disney is doing this, and the good news is it's much larger this year. Last year there were 15 or 16 trees, and this year you have 25 trees to be able to walk through. Now, the trees are each 10 or 12 feet tall. They are themed. Each tree is themed, and I will walk through those themes in just a second. Behind the tree is a wall, which is, I won't say it's decorated, but it's painted. It says what the theme of the tree is. It's a great thing for a photo spot. This way there's nothing behind you, right, when you take your pictures. I found this year, though, that each tree is identical except for the colors and some of the decorations. What I mean by that is the focal point of every tree, to me, is there is a little box. It's hard to say that it's a box. It is almost like one of those glass and silver candle holders that's large, but it has something inside of it that is unique to the tree, almost like it's in a safe place. And I won't say it's like the rose from Beauty and the Beast, like how it's in that glass, but very similar, and that's really just in the middle center of every tree this year. Last year, it seemed that the trees were decorated, each one a little bit different. This year, I'd say that almost every tree is identical, except for the colors and the ornaments that are specific to the tree. So let's talk about the trees. What ones do we have? We have Mickey and Minnie, Pluto, Sleeping Beauty, Beauty and the Beast, Princess and Frog, Little Mermaid, Frozen, Snow White, Cinderella, Pinocchio, 101 Dalmatians, Fantasia, Villains, Lilo and Stitch, Dumbo, Tangled, Robin Hood. Really, Robin Hood? This is one where I scratch my head and I'm like, of everything to choose, we're going to come up with Robin Hood as one of the trees? I must be popular. Peter Pan, Jungle Book, Muppets, Mulan, Mary Poppins, and Alice in Wonderland. I'm going to go back to that Robin Hood one. Wouldn't you think you'd have a tree towards Cars? Or maybe a tree towards The Incredibles? How about Coco, right? There's a new movie that's coming out that you'd have the tree for. I didn't say there was a tree towards Lion King, but apparently Robin Hood beat those all out. So the Christmas tree trail, where you're going to find all these trees, is if you go back to before it was Disney Springs, there was the bus loop over on the side that was close to the Once Upon a Toy Store to the Christmas shop, and now they've moved the bus loop way over to I wouldn't even say the middle of Disney Springs, but more towards that, even past the Planet Hollywood. So there's only one bus stop before there used to be two. So they've really moved the bus loop away. So they're using this area as the walkthrough for the trees. You will enter. And while you can go in the wrong way, they really would like you to all go one way. The night that I went was one of the first nights that this was going on, and they had Mickey at his tree taking pictures, and they had Pluto at his tree taking pictures. I am not 100% sure if that is going to continue, but I was told that off and on at different hours there will be characters at their trees, which just makes it even more special. As you walk through past the trees and you're taking your pictures and you're looking at them, I will say if you went last year, this year you're going to find that it's much wider. So before it was very tight where there was a tree on the left and then on the right, then on the left. And while you still somewhat have that, the area, they've really widened it out so it could handle a lot more people. So hopefully you're not going to see the log jams that you had in the past. Now, all bets are off when we start getting to Thanksgiving week and we start getting to the week between Christmas and New Year's. The other thing that I found interesting is the tree trail is going to be open until January 7th. So if you're one of those people that, you want to put it off as long as you can, well, feel free, because you're going to head down to Disney Springs January 3rd, 4th. The tree trail will still be open. As you walk through the tree trail, about halfway through, there is now a hut that's built, which is selling some snacks and beverages. So last year you couldn't get that, so Disney, seizing upon an opportunity to make some money, said, hey, let's sell stuff here. So in that hut you have soda, water, hot cocoa. You also have some beer, because who says, looking at Christmas trees, I can't look at them unless I have a drink in my hand, especially at the halfway point. If that is you, and I'm not calling you out, but if that is you, they have Bud, Yingling, plus 2 seasonals on tap. I'm not sure if those are going to rotate around, but the ones that they have is, they have a hard cider on tap, and then the other one was a Ciroc vodka and lemonade. So not a beer, but at least, a nice little cocktail. For the snacks, it's not something that you're going to sit there and just say, wow, I'm glad that I stopped and I starved myself before I went through this, because you have glazed almonds and you have popcorn. So it's really just a little snack, not much else going on, but that is at the halfway point. All throughout, though, they also have snow that's falling. I really, really enjoyed the snow this year. And the reason I really enjoyed the snow this year, there was a lot of it. So I think one of the best things for snow, obviously, is if the Christmas party and it's ending and you're walking down Main Street, leaving the Magic Kingdom, and it's midnight and those machines are just going crazy, right? Blowing out the bubbles. Snow. And great picture spot, and the kids love it, and it's wonderful. This, to me, was just as much snow. And it was great. But the other thing I thought of is the snow machines at the Magic Kingdom are on the top of the buildings on Main Street, where here they're just above the displays, so they're much closer to you. So I think you get a lot more flurries. It just feels fuller when they're on and you're walking through them. So I liked it. There was one tree I didn't talk about, and that is when you finish all of the character trees. As you're exiting, there is one tree there, and that is a tree that is a Disney Springs, really Disney store tree. And it shows the different ornaments that you can purchase in the store so that you could come decorate your tree at home. Now, one of our traditions as a family is every single year we do go to the Christmas tree store. And it's not the Christmas tree store, I'm sorry. The Christmas shop there at Disney Springs. We go every single year. We pick out a special ornament, and we have it personalized with the year on it. And that goes on our tree every single year. So that was actually something that we did this evening after the tree trail. So once our tree goes up, we can look and put on our 2017 ornament. So that is a tradition that we do that, again, if you're looking at budget, but yet you want to remember your vacations, here's something that's going to cost you 10 to 15 bucks, right? And yet it's personalized. So great, great little gift idea as well. Even if you want to take some back, they wrap them wonderfully. If you're flying, bring an extra suitcase or a duffel, because when they wrap them, they put them in a box, and they're sizable when you have them. So those are all the trees. The other thing that's changed this year is Santa's Chalet has now been moved to the tree trail. So in years past, Santa's Chalet has been in the middle of Disney Springs. It's been close to the Disney store. It's just kind of been moved in different areas. But now it is at the end. The chalet is, you have a waiting area, and then it's almost, and I hate to say the word hut, but it's almost like a little living room or whatever that Santa sits in, and you can go meet Santa and also get your picture taken. So this is, again, right at the end of the trees. Actually, before you get to the Disney Springs tree with the ornaments. So you make it through all the characters, you then have Santa's Chalet, and then when you walk past that, right outside the exit is the Disney Springs tree that you can see the ornaments that are for sale. Great spot to get your picture and meet Santa. It's themed wonderfully, it looks nice. Again, because it's in a little house or chalet, right? They already gave me the word. Since it's in a chalet, you don't have anything in the background. It is just you and Santa, and it looks really nice. It brings me another point. I love having the kids meet Santa at Disney. I think and why don't I just give you, here's my favorite places to do that. So number one, if you're able to attend the Christmas party at the Magic Kingdom, when you go in right underneath the railroad and you look immediately to the left, between the firehouse and guest relations, there's a little cutout in there. Sometimes there is a character meet and greet there. And there's two cutouts. One is the restrooms, the other one is this area. Santa is set up there. That is my favorite spot. So my favorite spot to get a picture with Santa and meet him, because to me there's nothing more magical than the fact that we're in the Magic Kingdom, Santa's right there, and matter of fact, later on in the parade, the kids are going to see Santa come down. It's worth, judge your time. He's obviously not there when the parade is going on, so judge your time when you want to be able to meet him. But it is a great location, my favorite, and it has more to just do with the fact that, hey, it's right there in the Magic Kingdom. My second favorite place to meet Santa probably is the chalet. Right, when you go to the chalet here at Disney Springs, it's set up nice, great place to meet him. My third favorite place to meet Santa is usually in the American Pavilion at Epcot. There is Santa, but oftentimes with Mrs. Claus as well. So great picture spot there, and you have Santa and Mrs. Claus. Kids love it. Great picture spot in the back. And then probably my last one is if you're staying at an Epcot property, beach, yacht, boardwalk, or you're at the Swan or the Dolphin. In the Dolphin, and it is not all the time, so you just have to check the hours. In front of the big tree, Santa usually does have some periods of time where he sits, meets, and takes pictures. So right off the bat, there's 4 great places to be able to meet Santa at Disney for the kids and get a great picture. One interesting thing is actually Disney Springs this summer, they're trying to drive more people there. I think Disney Springs is packed for the restaurants, but the stores, I continue to hear some of the stores are struggling. Right, stores are struggling. For DVC members on Wednesday morning, they have a special event where certain stores open up early and give extra discounts to DVC members just to drive people there. But to drive people there even during the summer, they did a Christmas in July. And in the Christmas store, they had Santa for a meet and greet, and it was a beautiful display. He was wearing a Hawaiian print shirt, pair of shorts. He had his beard and everything. He couldn't have been more jolly. And it was a great place to see them and fun during the middle of the year. And it kind of gives that kids that check, if you're there during that period of time, of, hey guys, it's coming up. That behavior needs to ratchet up a little bit. So not a bad little thing. So plenty of places you can see Santa. So I am a big proponent of the tree trail. I think it looks great. If you've listened to one of our previous episodes where we told you where to go see the resorts decorated, you can knock this stuff out. Take a whole day if you're able to. Stay out of the parks, do the resorts, do the tree trail. You'll hear the Christmas music. You can go to the stage there at Disney Springs. And I'm sure that they're going to have Christmas music and bands and everything playing. You could really spend a fun, festive day, and yet you never set foot into a park. So last thing here for the tree trail. Monday through Thursday, it opens at noon, closes at 10 p.m. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, opens at 10 and closes at 10 p.m. as well. I went at night. There's lots of lighting, so it's not something that's dark that you're worried about the kids kind of getting away from you. Everything's well lit there. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope this was something worthwhile for you. Great little addition to Disney Springs. And again, I'm going to bring up all the same things I did at the beginning. MainStMagic.com on the web. Find Main Street Magic on Facebook and like us. Follow us on Twitter. And overall, please give us a rating and a review on iTunes. This is for you. Jeremy and I love talking about it. We love going to Disney. And hopefully there's definitely some tips in here that you can use to make your vacation a little bit more special and magical. And if we can help you with that, that's our overall goal. So, happy holidays. Hope you enjoyed your walkthrough of the tree trail. Have a great day. And we at Main Street Magic will talk to you all soon.